Welcome again, everyone, to another installment of Walking on Eggshells. This is your host, Lemnos, and your co host, Tony. We have a special version of today, and it's going to be stomping on eggshells. We're getting a little bit spicier. Are you ready for this, Tony?
Oh, call me Tony again, and you'll see how spicy it gets.
Oh, you still want. Okay, so you wanted to change the name starting
Yeah,
now,
that's right.
forevermore?
Yeah, call me Anthony forever, baby.
Alright,
Tony's dead.
Anthony,
He's in
Tony's
the
dead.
grave. Actually, Kite's LP you, Tony. Yeah, I'm ready, and it's not going to be a little spicy. It's going to
Oh,
be spicy, spicy.
oh, spicy, spicy. Like,
That's right.
we were talking like jalapeno. We're talking habanero. We're talking
I mean,
ghost.
I'm kind of a fake Mexican, so yeah, habaneros probably.
Yeah, you're
That's
kind.
hot for me.
That's like pretty hot for a fake Mexican. I get it. Before we get into the spice, we have Easter coming up. Very familial time of the year. I know a lot of Americans don't go too crazy over Easter. Us Greeks do. What are you doing for Easter weekend?
Let me read the text. I think it's something like a barbecue with what are the things called? Skewers. So
Skewers,
yeah, of
kebabs.
course yeah, exactly. But I eat veggies, so I mean I'll just have a veggie patty. Kind of boring, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
Nice. Um, so usually Greeks kind of go all out for Easter. We do the whole like lamb on a spit thing. I'm going to church at like midnight on Saturday and like going until like 2 a.m. So that's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah!
I don't know. Are there any games for the tourney on
The
Saturday?
tournament. I think Dan was saying his got pushed to Saturday, so now there is a game Saturday at 6.
Okay.
Um, were you asking about Blitz, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Their game's at 6 p.m. Saturday, and then the next one scheduled after that's Monday, which I'll be commentating on.
Nice. So I should be able to, even though I'm going to church, I'm going to church after the Blitz game, so I should be able to do that still.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So we don't have to dilly dally too much. We got a bunch of topics for
Oh
this
yeah.
week. Like we said, we're being spicier. So do you want to bring up the first topic, Anthony?
Oh man, I didn't even organize them by like the spice, but we'll do the same as last week where we do dishonor rankings last. So if you get bored, just skip to like the last 10 minutes probably. So we can talk about. Let's just talk about the tournament first. Why not? We're about to hit the ground running, and
Oh,
standing on
true.
business didn't. They let us down this week, please.
Oh,
So
sob. I'm sobbing.
I mean, they hyped it up a lot already, but yeah. So I wanted to talk about specifically the most exciting matchups in our opinions. That's not real spicy. This is more of a lighthearted intro. But yeah.
Yes, we're getting there
So we
though.
got Elite Division. I mean, everyone knows the teams by now. If not, just click on info on Jeff's tournament. Like, if everyone shows up in good division, honestly, those will be the most fun games.
Oh,
But
for
we're
sure.
a little worried about that. But my most exciting, I mean, come on. It's just going to be Krusty versus Dan because one of them's going to shut up forever because they both won a Super Bowl, so they can only ride that so long if one of them loses a freaking $150 tournament to the other one.
That's true. And well, even though they both won a Super Bowl, keep in mind Krusty won in the Special Olympics season. So unfortunately, the cards are stacked against Krusty, and Dan's running all this momentum. But it's definitely gonna be the funnest game in the Elite Division, I think, to watch and see who might win there. Um, but Dan's riding high. He's very prideful on how he's going to be able to perform with two of the best players in the game, with Wayne and Wick. And we just got to see if Krusty can manage Devin and Irv with his slow offense.
Yeah, I mean, you got two sure-handed receivers. Irv's gonna get every icon, every tight window. Devin probably led the league in yards per catch off like qualifying stats. So, but yeah, it's on Krusty. That's, I mean, if he beats a team of Dan, Wayne, WSK, come on, dude, you give him his flowers at that point. It doesn't even matter if season 3 was kind of invalid.
True, and I mean like Jeff. I mean this is Jeff's tournament. He set everything up. He's putting the money in, so he gets what he says goes. Basically, King Jeff. Um, so people were arguing like Krusty shouldn't be in the elite division. He's not elite. Blah blah blah. this is his opportunity, as Jeff's been saying, to prove the haters wrong and say he is elite.
Yeah, so that's why that's my exciting matchup. I mean, because people think I'm just like shrugging it off, but I don't think you, me, or Finn legitimately care if we lose, like at all. So there's not going to be a real excitement. Like our offense will probably be fun to watch, but there's not going to be any drama in our games probably.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's gonna be any drama. If anyone's been talking to me and you, and I mean Finn hasn't even like been on the Discord
Yeah, he's
anyways.
playing TFT only.
So you can tell that we're trying super hard.
That's right.
I was kind of excited for a break from Blitz, and all of a sudden Jeff's just threw this tournament
He
on.
pulled us back. That's the king.
It's
That's
the king.
Mufasa.
He's raised his levies because he's the king.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. We got to show up more often. True.
Oh, so for me, I mean, I think I have to agree with you. Like, I can't even be like, oh, well, I think our game versus Dan might be fun, because I think that game is between Dan and Krusty is gonna be way better. With like any game that Finn is in can always be exciting too. It just depends, which version of Finn we get for the day. If he's gonna be like on all cylinders, if he's just kind of like, you know, limping along. So we just gotta see what
Yeah.
version of
So
Finn
I
we
guess
get.
I guess we would have to define exciting, right? Because Smith versus Jeff, that's two exciting quarterbacks. That's exciting. Finn is exciting pace to watch, but like sometimes people just want the drama in the storyline. That
Yeah,
could be the excitement they're looking for.
that's true. So we could probably go over to
Um,
the Great Division, unless you want to talk anything more about the elites.
oh, I was actually just gonna. That was my overall one.
Oh,
I just had my
interesting.
most exciting. That's why I was like, surely you could give some love to the Great Division
Oh no, I was going like
or the Good
section by
Division.
section because I have like
I
some
think
other stuff I want to mention.
I think Dan and Prism kind of did that, but yeah, we could touch on it. I got the rosters pulled up in front of me,
All right. So I think
but I mean, I spoiled it myself already. Smith versus Jeff for sure is the one I want to watch in that division.
I kind of want to. I want to see Romo versus Jeff because I think I think when Romo's team won the Super Bowl, and then we started like seeing Prism's whispers of, oh, but it was against Gurley. You saw that, right?
I did not see
Oh yeah,
that.
you probably weren't in the Discord. So, um, Prism in the Discord was basically saying like, oh, like, well, I can't tell if he was trolling or being serious, either way,
I would
but
have to say, like, as someone who missed it, he's for sure trolling because he was the guy defending Romo for the last 2 months.
true.
But nonetheless, yeah,
But
go with the narration.
yeah, it brings going with Prism's possible trolling narration. He's saying that DDE only won because it was Romo basically just sneaking on Gurley the whole time. So
Mm.
that being said, will Prism and Jeff and Sin like go balls to the wall and try to stifle Romo? This is an opportunity for Romo to say, like, is he really like a high tier two or tier one QB? It's kind of like another prove yourself, kind of like Krusty.
And you know what else is super exciting that I'm looking at in that matchup? There's these two guys, these two longtime hated rivals, kind of fake friends now. They're going to be battling Ocho and Prism. That's got to be like the
Oh,
longest rivalry, actually. So
true.
they get a chance to play against each other at wide receiver, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting matchup. And I've been seeing Ocho come online more, which is it's great. It's fun. It's fun to play with him. He's bringing us good vibes to the Blitz games lately. Um, but yeah, so we'll see if they both really want to try against each other. I know Prism always wants to try with Jeff because Prism is just having like the best time of his life with Jeff as his QB.
And I
Um,
think he legitimately wants to show his wide receiver talent. I mean, he's kind of memeing when he says he's the best because he never plays it, but I think he's actually a good receiver. So
Oh, for sure. Oh, and we gotta mention Sin here. Sin hasn't responded to like any messages from Jeff or Prism. That's why Prism's name is Sin's leaving me on red or whatever. So Sin, if you ever listen to this, which I doubt you will, please respond back to your team.
yeah, has he confirmed he's playing though or anything?
Um,
But I guess they can't schedule their games, so
yeah, so he's supposedly playing, but I don't
he's
know.
holding them hostage.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right, good division.
All right. So,
You can take the lead on this one, baby.
all right. So I want to preface this with something. Do you ever play NHL like on a console?
Yeah, I played it on N64, probably like 2004 or
All right,
something.
it's a long time ago. All right. Well, whether you play like NHL or NBA or not any of the football games, maybe like some of the soccer games. If you played any of those games, a lot of those games have like like the the minor league teams or like the foreign teams that are like really
Sure,
bad.
sure,
Um,
sure.
and like if you play with them, like with your like you would play as one really bad team, and then your friend plays like as another bad team. Um, and like none of all the players' stats are horrible. So like all the game mechanics are totally different because the stats are so low. I feel like
Hmm.
that's the kind of vibe we're going to get from the good division. It's going to be really fun to watch because you have no idea how people are going to cover, blitz, react, how they're going to like adjust the ball to make catches. Because like it kind of gets, it's kind of like college ball versus NFL ball. Like everyone knows exactly what everyone's doing in the NFL, so it's kind of
Well, yeah.
boring.
I mean, to bring our boy up, long live the king, Joe P. Like that dude was so effective as a blitzer because he didn't react in any way that any quarterback seen before. So he would get like 5 sacks and a half, and people are like, "What the hell? Who's this guy?"
No, oh, I missed Joe P.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I think that these good division games are probably be some of the funnest to watch. Um, so I think there's gonna be a couple funny things like Cheeky's team with Gurley and Chally. Like is Cheeky's M gonna be able to maintain for the entirety of the tournament? We'll have to see. But I think the most exciting game we're probably going to see is Kite versus Tuca's team because you're gonna get Kite and Nito yelling at each other. Nina's also very vocal when she plays, so that'll be like fun to like experience. And then Tuca and Gasol are good vibes. Kimchi, as you know, who's on your team, is also good vibes. So I think that's gonna be like a fun team in general. So you got like a fun team versus a boisterous team. So I like that matchup.
And I mean, that one could be really high scoring as well because Nito's really good at catching. Um, Kimchi, I don't know if he's played in like a month. So when we put him in coverage and taught him, he was good at not giving up deep, but they might just move the ball down the field the entire game. I mean, that game could be 40 minutes. Man, it could be like 42 to 35 or something.
Yeah,
It's a banger.
I think that's a lot of these good division games might end up being like that.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm not even gonna pick most exciting for that division because everything you said is valid. Like we got so many wild cards and as blitzers where they could give up big sneaks or get big sacks. We got wild cards in coverage where they could just give up a touchdown on the first play. So
True. Oh, but before we like finish this off though, shout out to Ian for finally playing in a like legit scenario. He's been watching every game forever. I think he's maybe played in like one mini tournament or something before.
that's my boy Ian, Viper's Malice. Got to shout him out every time we can.
Yes, sir. All right, anything else you want to mention with these tournament hypes?
I was just gonna do predicted winners, which we could just do in like 2 minutes. So I'll run through my three.
All right.
And then you can do your three. We'll just keep it short. So I got, I mean, this one's kind of obvious. Pro Max Super Deluxe. He has the best running back, the best receiver, probably on offense at least, and short coverage. So Dan literally just has to show up, and he's got free wins. Um, for great division, I got the Vibe Squad. I think Smith's gonna deliver. I think Turk gives him a little more stability than I do, or maybe even than Devin does, because Devin's so good at like seeing red, sack the QB.
Yeah.
But he couldn't always get that spy play that sometimes we needed, and when he did, it was huge. So,
Oh,
and then
for sure.
Squid's reliable. Good division. Who did I put? Sack City. I think
Ooh,
Money's gonna ball out, and Thing is actually just so good. So
he is. And shout out to Thing. He's been playing more too. Um, good list. I think I agree with some of that. So for me, I'm gonna go with Pro Max Super Deluxe as well. The team is just too good. I think Krusty is gonna fall just a little too short. He's not gonna be explosive enough, and then we're just chilling with our team. The Great Division. I'm riding the DDE train. I think it's gonna be Romo, Ocho, and Portis. I think it's gonna be a hard win for them. It's gonna be really tight, but they have a really good defensive team for sure, and I think they have a consistent enough offense to get a few scores. I think I think Jeff's offense and Smith's offense. There's always just those couple cues per game where they throw like a late icon or something like that, or a random jump ball, or just like take a weird sack that just like throws the game. So I think that'll probably happen in some fashion within the great division. And the good division, I think that I think Kite's
Hit him
team.
with the trifecta. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
This guy's gonna change his name to DD's number one fan.
DDE number one fan Lemnos right here. Um, so I mean, Kite's like, I mean, they're actually all DDE players. They like Nito and Kite are on the team. So like they're the most active in the good division, I think. So Kite and Nito, and then Nina's just a gamer, so she's just like mechanically good. I think they have too much talent. Their overall is too high to lose.
Yeah, good points. That's the other team I would pick for sure in good division. I kind of am just rooting for Money's team, honestly.
Oh, always root for Money. Um, Rip season 2. He deserves his wins.
Oh no, I know he fought so hard that season. Hell of a season.
I know.
All right, that's it for tournament. You can only milk it so hard. Next week will be fun
What?
because we'll have some games played.
You don't want to
So.
talk about the logos?
The logo? Oh yeah, I guess we could pair it. That one's kind of funny, so I was gonna do it later, but yeah, we can knock it out here. All right, so the logos just dropped probably I don't know 30 minutes ago.
Something like that.
Man, where were they posted in media or
In
something? I
media.
lost them. Oh yeah, there it is. We're just gonna literally 2 minutes talk about the best and worst because some of them are absolute dog shit and some of them are pretty dang good. And ours is very mid. Ours is very very mid. We're literally DJ Khaled. So, all right, my best logo is wow. Oh yeah, this one's so clean. TGK Gunna, man. Come on. It's so good.
I don't even. What are these? What's that frog?
He's a Gunna, dude.
Oh.
uh truthfully, I don't know the frog in maybe there's frogs in Florida for Gasol. I don't know. You kind of lost me on that one, truth be told.
I just think how
But
there's
it just looks clean. So,
I can't say.
my worst, I mean, I'm speed running because we already talked about
Yeah.
the tournament so long, but it just has to be break yourself. It's absolutely terrible.
Oh, where
It's
is
just a
that one?
crab.
No,
It's
actually,
literally just a crab.
that was gonna be my favorite one though.
This guy, he loves the crab.
No,
Oh,
you see
no.
the Arabic on the crab?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so I like the Arabic. I don't. What's the 12?
That's Devin. So that's like why Dan always calls him 12. That was like his old number or something.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a thing.
All right.
So
So
my
that's your best one.
yeah, I like the Arabic crab a lot.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
I don't like all about the money. Just kind of weird. I don't like. I really don't like Pro Max Super Deluxe 'cause it's just the standard AI one. I think.
And
Um,
like we were saying, it's kind of super redneck
yes.
too.
Um,
And like we said, we're getting spicy today, so I'm gonna say these damn rednecks.
damn
Get them out their
rednecks.
monster trucks, brother. Hell no.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Pro Max Super Deluxe because it just looks like an AI picture.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. The other ones have some memeology to them at least.
Yes. I mean, also, I'm not crazy about Sac City. That's probably my second least favorite.
That one also is AI generated, so now we know you're an AI hater.
Is it AI generated? Oh,
It looks like it.
it
It looks
is.
very similar to Synergy Seniores.
Oh, it's true. I just like there's like a football coming out of like the guy has 3 arms and like 3 legs.
Don't look at it too hard, coach. It's AI.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, cool.
all
Any
right.
more thoughts, or
No,
you
no,
were
no.
good?
I'm all good on the
Cool.
tournament hype.
We'll just say shout it out. First game Saturday at 6 p.m. Be there, or be square.
That's Pacific Standard Time. All right. So, did you want to? Oh, more media. Hey, Prism. Um, Do you want to discuss what is it? Some possibly
Yeah,
spicier
let's get into the
topics?
spice. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was like our normal safety net. We got walls around. You're cozy. You got your sipping on your tea or whatever
Yes.
topics. So we can get into the spice. Let's see. Which one should we start with, man? Let's just jump right in. Least impressive Super Bowl season. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of it's close to a tie, but honestly, it's not. Let's bring out the spice. Season 1, man. That Super Bowl doesn't mean shit.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you have a team of 3 vets. They were 3 of the 4 best players in the game. There was a team that scored 9 points all season. We had Irish who didn't play for 2 weeks and then caught like 3 out of 15 targets or something crazy like that. Like
That's true.
Wayne, Turkey, and that's Wayne's only Super Bowl win as QB since we came back.
Oh yeah, you're right. So he only played in season 4 as QB after that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then some other things just for the Lemnos Lemons. I had a different lineup every single week.
Yeah.
I had like hella rookies. Like one game was like it was Squid and Sandman, and this was before Squid was like Squid. Um, then we had Cuddy who like was hardly there. It was like
hmm
so we had my team, which is like all rookies, and I sucked. It was my first time QBing. We had the Ali team, Resilient Lions version 1. Uh,
Yep. We had Jeff who lost a game 45-2. He wasn't QB. Smith was QB and led the league in interceptions, but Jeff was the worst receiver in the league. He went his first, I want to say 4 out of the 5 games without a touchdown as wide receiver.
oh, that's right. I remember that. So
Yeah.
that team also was not good. The Synergy Signore is what started out good, but then once you left, and then Daniel Kareen had to fill the slot, and he wasn't really a blitzer. Yeah, the season 1 literally had. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And then Prism's team, while they had like good people, like Prism's good, Duxer was good, but he was a rookie. Money was
hmm
he was never like a like super vet or whatever you want to call him, but like he was
So
newer
Money
to the game.
season 1, like I was gonna make it a topic, but I'll just touch on it real quick. As Mr. Sats, it's my job. Season 1 Money is probably the most underrated player of all time. Like that guy was a straight baller on offense, and he didn't even get a stat pad against Ollie because they quit after like 5 minutes against them.
Oh, it's
I think he
true.
was like second or third in receiving yards, and yeah, he was just balling out. But nonetheless, like you're saying, Prism had 2 rookies. Wayne's playoff path was literally beating the Smith QB, Jeff wide receiver, Bixby rookie RB, and then round and the Super Bowl was beating 2 rookies and Prism. So
Yeah, yeah. Screw season 1. That shit
yeah,
sucked.
it sounds like you're on the same train as me. So I guess there's not going to be much debate here. But it'd be nice if I don't know, maybe after a break, Prism's ready to QB again. Maybe season 6 if we ever get there, and then Wayne laces up, and then they can have a real matchup with the real teams. You know?
Yeah, let's see. Like fully, like everyone's already been in the hyperbolic time chamber. Like everyone is like good now. Let's get the good people QBing, and let's have like a super competitive season at some point. Because that would actually be fun after all this time of, kind of doing mixing match of people taking over QB rookies, blah blah blah. No more rookies. Everyone's just good now.
Yeah, the game's really balanced right now. Like I think it was Prism saying it, maybe I don't remember, but someone was saying there's almost no tier 3 players anymore. Like it's either people are low tier 2 or tier 1 or high tier 2. So it's
Yeah.
very close in skill.
I think every single season has been like getting progressively better. So like you probably go for like least impressive Super Bowl season. Just kind of goes sequentially, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You might be able to argue 3 was maybe worse
I
than
would
2.
argue for sure. Yeah, season 2, you've got a team of Irvine, Portis, and Turkey. You've got a team of Duxer, Ocho, Prism. You got me, Smith, you. You've got Wayne and Finn with
Yep.
a young Squid. Like those teams are real teams. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I think what's funny is that like we had been playing for a good maybe like 6ish months by that point, and we still hadn't figured out like defenses and offense perfectly. That we were still kind of like there's still a lot of big plays that were happening that don't quite happen as often anymore.
Yeah, our team was kind of the standout in not giving up deep that season. People were still giving up a good amount of points.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think that was pretty light topic for spiciness. But but I think we agree. I think a lot of people in the server agree too. Like that season one was just kind of like easy mode.
Sure, sure. So that was an intro to Spice. That's fine. I guess it wasn't as debatable as I thought it'd be. So here's one to reopen some wounds. I was gonna skip it, but we need some Spice. Biggest award snub.
All
Now
right.
this can just be a player that's never won anything, or if there's a specific season someone really should have won something and didn't. You got an idea for that? Otherwise, I'll start.
You start. You start.
All right, this one's the obvious, and it's partially my fault because I voted for Jeffster, King Jeff. And Duxer has never won a skill-based award. He won GM of the Year, and he absolutely should have either won something in season 2 or season 3. So he's for sure the biggest snub. Prism's gonna be like, ah, oh, not this shit again. But I mean, it's the truth. I also was partially responsible for CJ not winning over WSK, but those two guys were very close in the rankings, so that one's not really a snub.
Every single vote is just your fault.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one's the huge meme, so I'll put it on record so everyone can hear it forever. I changed my vote from CJ to WSK because CJ went out and got drunk and then wasn't going to show up for our playoff game, so I rage changed it, and CJ lost by 1 vote. So, and then I forgot to change it back when he actually showed up, so that's my fault.
It is your fault. I could have swore Duxer won Defensive Player of the Year season. Was it?
Yeah, yeah, he did. So I meant offensively.
Oh
When a
yeah.
guy has been top 3 in yards and touchdowns like both seasons. I mean, he had 300 yards and a half season 2 against us. That guy's crazy. And he never won Offensive Player of the Year or MVP.
Yeah, I think part of that's my fault for Offensive Player of the Year. I was on the Jeff train, um, and I think it's unfortunate and that everyone has recency bias because remember Duxer started out super hot, Jeff was super cold, and then they kind of flipped towards the end of the season, where Duxer kind of like
Well,
it's not
yeah,
his
because
fault. So.
Squid, the final week of the season, scored 7 points and then shit the bed in playoffs too, which is why we moved award voting this season. And Jeff was putting up like 130 rushing yards a game.
Yep, and passing and making crazy icons and stuff. Like it was like a wild ride to watch on offense. Um, so that's a good snub. Prism would definitely like he could probably talk all day about it. He probably has the stats memorized for Duxer, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, and for me, who I think has the who got snubbed from awards, um, Devin, right? Did he win anything in any
He
of
won
the season?
defense. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year last season. Yeah, so
Mm.
it's kind of hard. Like if I laid it out for you, you'd be like, "Oh, maybe these guys." Like up till this season, it was Finn.
Oh, for
Really,
sure. That's
like
what I was
he
gonna
had never
say.
won anything, but he finally got it this season. So people that have never won, it's like CJ, me, Ocho, albeit he played kind of on and off, but yeah, those are probably the best people. And I don't even think I'm a snub. Like I literally voted for Irv.
You know,
And if you don't have one, hey, we'll move on.
no,
But
no, I do have a. I just realized. So we went through season three, and we were like, oh, Wayne is Krusty's like um, scapegoat, or not scapegoat, safety net, and Wayne's so good, he's bailing Krusty out, and sure, he definitely did like a good amount, but then Wayne came into this season, and he did not do that great for a lot of the season, and then he did not do well in the playoffs. So I think we got to give Krusty some credit for a lot of season three success, and obviously Krusty had a rougher season this season, but he still did pretty well. I think Wayne might have been an overrated MVP selection for season three.
yeah, just latch onto mine. Honestly, we haven't used that word in a while. That's just Duxer again. Like he would have been MVP.
Oh,
So
for
he
sure.
lost the Offensive Player of the Year to Jeff off recency bias. He lost the MVP to Wayne because we thought Wayne was just a safety blanket, which has aged absolutely horribly. Like you're saying, he didn't play that well this season. I mean, he played above average, but still. But it didn't age well because Finn won MVP and Irvine literally was his offensive player of the year, safety net. So
Yeah. So I think Wayne, if you're hearing this, you might be washed. You might be at Dan status. You know, you're washed, Wayne. So you gotta get dirty. You gotta get good again. Um, the one other thing I want to bring up, my season one defensive player of the year. How did I not get that? It was QBU, most interceptions. I think I deserve that over Turkey.
I mean that's cool and all, but you got it season 2, so who cares?
That's true, but still, I could have
You got
multiple
it season
awards.
2 on a team that won 2 games.
Two
I think we
games.
ended 2-5 again. Yeah. So
That's true. That's all I got for the awards.
yeah, that's good. All right, I think you had a topic,
Ah, yes.
maybe.
So the topic for me that I wanted to bring up was we had all these podcasts. We had me and Wayne. Wayne brought Krusty on and snubbed me. I remember that, Wayne. It still hurts. And then we had Dan and Prism standing on business. And I think standing on business has gone out of business. Don't know what has quite happened there. There was seemed to be like a budding bromance between Dan and Prism after all, the trouble they went through. What's going on with that? What do you think is happening, and why have they disbanded?
You
Or
know, if this was last week and I was walking on eggshells, I'd say, they did, like Prism said, they did a 2-hour podcast. Maybe there's not content, but this is not walking on eggshells. This is stomping on eggshells. We're stabbing through our foot and yelling shit out. So honestly, I think Prism probably just needed a break from Dan. Like they can act like they're friends all of a sudden, but these guys hated each other for the good part of last year, and he can say he doesn't have content, but like Dan pointed out, he's literally spamming interviews.
like, this is the most interviews I've ever seen in the NFL Blitz community.
Yeah, this guy's just spamming content, so he clearly could have had some ideas. Maybe he just needed a podcast break in general, but I think they needed a break from each other.
Do you think that you know? Do you think that Prism was not feeling the podcast format that they had? Do you think it was like, did they have mismatched energies?
No, I'm not going to be that toxic and narrate that hard. I think they did fine. I think they bounced off each other. I think both of them brought some stuff to the table, but clearly the romance ended early. They said last week was a prank that it was going to end, but who knows if we'll see them again.
I hope they come back in business because yeah, I was surprised. I thought we were gonna have another like side of the podcast story because I feel like me and Wayne and you and I like we have a certain viewpoint, and I think Dan and Prism could have been a interesting perspective that
Yeah,
and I
it's
were
it's
here's
fun to
from.
have standing on business because that's two Super Bowl winners right there. We're just two losers critiquing the kings of the community.
That's
So
true. And we're about to lose again in this tournament that's coming
that's
up.
right, baby. And if we win, we have to send Devin our money. So I mean, there's no winning.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. For those not in the know, Devin posted recently that um, what did he say? We have to give him our money because that's why we play or something.
Yeah, so that's my opinion on it. I don't know if you have an opinion on why they're taking a break or if you just agree with me.
I think Prism might not have been vibing with Dan's success story. I think Dan might have got the winning to his head a little bit, and now he's trying to ride the sunset out, but he keeps bringing up his wins, his
Yeah,
Super Bowl
Krusty had
win.
a valid point where he said this is the most a non QB has ever talked about their win in like a week. So
Yeah, so we'll see to hear some clapbacks from Dan or Prism, but I just
they
wanted
probably
to
won't
bring
even
that up.
listen to our shit, so it's all good.
Yeah,
But
all right, we'll have to
we're
see.
stomping on eggshells, baby. Here's one I got a new topic for you, and it's just because his name's in bold. Cuddy needs to earn some money.
Ooh,
What do you think about Jay freaking Cuddy, baby? That's
all right.
Chef Cuddy.
So Jay Cuddy and I go way back, to the early in season one. He always liked to draft me in tournaments and stuff. He was he was on my team. Tried having him QB for a game and didn't quite work out, so I ended up taking over. Um, but anyway, I loved Jay Cuddy. In the past tense, loved him, and that love can still come back. But he has, taken money from people. He's not done the right thing. He's when he's trying to come back, he's only coming back for monetary purposes. I get that he might be in a tough spot, but he's doing everything the wrong way to get that money, and he's losing people's trust. So we need a comeback story from Jay Cuddy, but I feel like I'm just gonna get hurt again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm almost tempted to ask you, do you think he's good for the community? And I guess I could answer that myself. Like, it depends on which Cuddy we get, because everyone and their mamas was rooting for him season 2 against Finn's World. And he delivered that Hail Mary. We're screaming. And then ever since then, it's just been the Jeff Chronicles. Him asking for money for commentary. I don't know if he asked. Maybe Prism's just saying, pay the man.
I,
But
I think he's gonna
yeah.
get paid by someone. I don't know if it's by Prism or by Jeff, but um, I agree. When he's good, Cuddy, he's really good for the community. He's like great to have on comms. He's like fun to have around. He's like silly, goofy. He's hysterical. He's an hysterical guy. Um, but then when he starts like, you know, kind of mumbling and like asking people for money and like attacking people, and then making you feel bad for not giving him money, like that shit's not cool. Um, so we're rooting for you, Cuddy, to be the best that you can be. Um, but please don't beg us for money.
Yeah, that was the hot take of the year. That was my favorite screenshot, was saying, Jeff, you're going to burn in hell if you don't pay my rent.
Do you still have that screenshot?
No, no, it was just good. It was good. Yeah, praying for Cuddy, praying for the good comeback. Get this man a laptop or some way to strap him in to where he won't sell the laptop and bring him back.
That'd be great if you can't pawn it or something.
All right, unless you got one more, I think it's time finally for the dishonorable rankings.
Wait. Do you want to go a little less spicy and then talk about the?
Oh
Hold
no.
on, hold on.
I was gonna do the nice thing last and just keep drilling people into the ground right now,
All right, let's
but
keep drilling. No, let's drill them in. Let's put them in the
let's
dirt.
drill them in. All right, my dishonor rankings. We got, man. This is honestly 1A, 1B. We got number one, Krusty. I mean, everything about him's dishonorable. We
Oh,
forced him to
true.
fourth down against him. He ran backwards for 50 seconds and threw the ball up. I've never seen someone do that in a league game. He milks. He justifies jump balls being a legitimate strategy and uses it as like a skill measurement, because he probably won 2 of his 4 games, or 5 accounting playoffs, off jump balls,
Oh
like
yeah.
like Turkey just bailing him out. So that's my number one, and because he spams defenses in pubs,
Yes.
that's gonna be a common theme on this list. Number two, aka 1B, is Lemnos Woody.
Oh
This
no.
guy, this guy line hops at will. Money's tried to program it. He still can't stop it. Everyone can say that he's stopped, but I mean, this guy still does it once a game at will. Um, for leagues, it's not so bad. I mean, he was the first person, I think, to ever be ruled for a line hop.
No.
Maybe that was Finn.
That was Finn.
officially, officially, it was Finn, because I think all your line hops, like the 4 of them this season, were ended up being completions. So we just let it go.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's your tyranny. Um, you literally overruled people, and
True.
you had some vote that was, the people voted 8, and you were the one vote. So that's dishonorable in and of itself. But number 3, okay, this one's a big one, and it's kind of bringing the skeletons out.
Oh.
It's my boy CJ, because
Ooh.
I will never regain the respect I lost for him when he literally dodged playing against Jeff in the final week of the season in like a semi-important game.
Oh, you're right.
Um, he was gonna QB against him. We got all the drama. He left the server, and then he put Romo in and like played wide receiver or something. I don't remember. Um, Yeah, man, that was like the most hyped matchup of the season. Seeding was on the line, and then in the playoffs too, he benched himself from QB in the playoffs too. So it's like that kind of defeated the entire purpose of the season for underdogs because we were kind of trying to get CJ QB ready. So,
Yeah, you guys started off so
uh,
hot.
all right, number 4. This is going back to that common theme I was talking about. It's Daniel Sailor Nips. This guy, I mean, he's a little better lately, but sometimes he just gets on and he wants to spam defenses. He just, and I can't QB against him, like we talked about last week or whatever. QBing against him in pubs is no fun because he's just gonna spam defenses and spy. So then I'm just sneaking the entire game. I'm not gonna learn anything. And no matter what anybody says, I don't care what Standing on Business says. I don't care what Daniel says himself. He for sure was a factor in them taking the 4 points.
Oh, you're calling it out here now?
I'm calling him out here and now. I mean, at the end of the day, it was captain's decision. Romo could have been like, no, but yeah. Kite fought for his life for them to not take the 4 points. They probably would have blown him out anyways, but
True.
yeah. And then number 5, so there's not that many dishonorable people in my opinion. Maybe you'll correct me on your list. So I had to go in the past, and it's Old Prism.
Ooh, old
He's great
Prism.
now, but yeah, you know all about it. He was attacking people personally when you were posting happy pictures. He called you the influencer and was making fun of you. If you do anything in a pub that he doesn't like, he's complaining or he's leaving the game. You sneak too much, he's complaining. You spy too much, he's complaining. I do my self hike and run the ball. He might leave the game. If not, he's complaining. So thank God Prism's better now. But yeah, old Prism for sure. That's all I got for you.
No, that's a solid list, and I think I have some overlap, but I think in different orders. Um, but for my dishonor, I hate to copy you, but Krusty's up there. He's why we have this honorable and dishonorable list.
Yep.
Um, he's like he is the baseline that this list like is structured around. So Krusty, for all the reasons that you said, he milks, he spams defenses. He'll also just like be like super toxic in like a game and like say some like toxic stuff in all chat. Um, and we started off like with Krusty on Monopoly Men being like the nice new rookie, and everyone thought he was nice, but like he is like the trolliest troll at heart.
Yeah, let me back you up actually too, because I left something off now that you mention it. Because you're talking about his toxicity on all chat, he does the thing that Prism mentioned in Standing on Business that we all hate. He will not talk when he's down.
Oh,
He's
true.
he's not he's not gonna say anything until his team scores that touchdown to take the lead, and then he's gonna talk and talk and talk.
Yeah, you gotta talk smack like the entire time
That's
if you're
right.
gonna talk smack. Um, so that's my number one. My number two is going to be what's his name? Dan for similar reasons, but it's more the spamming defenses and the spying. Like sometimes you just want to like play the pub, you want to like try plays out, you want to like teach people or like try to just get some sort of chemistry with them, and like and Dan might be just like calling some stuff because he might know your tendency or something like that. But like if it's gonna be that serious, like say you're gonna be like doing a serious game up front, so you can like mentally prepare for it. Or if you don't want to play a game like that, then you maybe won't QB or something like that. So I'm gonna put Dan at number two. Um, this is kind of a sleeper pick for my number three. I think Squid because he will basically like only play with certain players sometimes. He doesn't want to have like a bad game, so he tries to just like he tries to tailor the games to himself. Um, and he will always go for a field goal if he is in field goal range and it's like a fourth and long or before the half or to end the game, or if he's like if someone went for two and to end the game.
Hello?
Oh, no, what are you doing here?
We need +2 for tournament. You guys
No,
want to
we're
play?
doing a podcast.
We're doing a
Oh, shit.
podcast, and you're mentioned quite often, baby.
I just server
All right.
muted him.
I mean,
Speaking of
it's probably
tyranny.
overkill. He left respectfully. Maybe we could bump him down to like the lower one spot.
All right, he's 1B, Dan's 1A. Anyway, so Squid, for reasons that he will always do, kind of like the stuff that Kite hates. Like he'll like kind of like milk to end the game. He'll go for the extra point at the end of the game if someone went for two and missed it or something. I think he's been a little bit better about that, but Squid was doing that quite a lot. Um, my number four is gonna be you, Mr. Tony. So I know you like to, you go through, you know, you'll go and like you go for two and stuff like that. You won't go for field goals and stuff, but you get a little feisty with people. Remember that time with Kite? That was a little feisty. You got mad at me. You're better now, but you got mad at me that one time. The main reason why I'm keeping you here though is those hikes, those like
That's right.
those random hikes. Those are pretty tough, and could be tilting. I think Kite or Jeff or someone left because of that one time. So I'm gonna put you there, Gucko.
All right, Bucko. I'll take it. Now, I'll say you could honor that I'm honorable too, because I always defend myself when attacked, which is hence the Kite thing. But yeah, go on, go on.
Now number five though is gonna be me, and I'm less dishonorable than you in my opinion, but I'm still dishonorable. I recognize that my fast clicks will, be borderline line hops sometimes. I'm not going to call them line hops because they're legit. They're 1 yard, and I'm within
You're
my
good.
rights. I'm good. I'm good. But I also I do get kind of tilted sometimes, and I can come off as pretty angry and unreasonable. So I recognize that. Sorry for people in the community that I might have been surly towards. Um, but I do put myself at number five, dishonorable.
Boy, there's no apologies on stomping on eggshells. Save that for next week.
Oh, true, true. We gotta go back to walking on eggshells. That's
Yeah. The lists are about as good as it gets. There's just not that many, as we like to call them, bub ruiners anymore. Thank God. I don't even do the hike that often anymore. And if I do, I'll yell it out to my team. I used to just do that shit randomly. So
while the QB's like calling a play.
yeah. Cool. That
Uh,
was good. That was good. Anything else you want to say about that one, or should we do the last little fun, lighthearted one?
we could do the last little fun, lighthearted one, I think.
All right. So we got all the toxic out. We should be good for a couple months. Hopefully the tournament's both lag free and toxicity free. Um, so here's a fun one, and people are free to chime in when they listen to this because we want ideas. One new feature you want to see an NFL Blitz if money ever has the time to add a completely new element. No restrictions.
Hmm. I think I brought up something similar in the suggestions channel. I think there's a lot you could do with Blitz, like within the StarCraft system. So I think it'd be interesting to have like an ultimate capability or ultimate ability that you can use like once, maybe twice per half or something, and that would be each player, each position has their own special ability on offense. And so I think each special ability would be unique to that position. So for QB, the idea that I thought of was, and people have shared ideas like this before, like the bullet pass, um, where it's just much faster. So if you have someone that is, you know, past the defender, but it's past the point where it would be a perfect pass, um, then if you do this bullet pass, you can make it a PP. Um, or on one of those plays where it's like super tight and you're on the sideline, if you throw it's going to be late. All of a sudden with this bullet pass, you might get that crucial fourth down. So that's my idea for the QB. Do you have any comments on that before I go to other positions?
This guy's gonna give us a full rundown. I do remember seeing your idea. They all seemed cool. Kind of like, I mean, I can't imagine anyone would complain because we got a bunch of people playing League of Legends, and those are literally MOBA type abilities. The bullet pass does sound very cool because, like you're saying, let's say, so a lot of the time it comes down to boostology.
Yeah,
So the bullet pass could be the difference in you hitting them for the touchdown before the defender recovers on that 1 second difference on the boost. So it'd be a cool element if easy enough to add.
for sure. I think it'd be. It seems like it wouldn't be too hard. It just maybe there's not enough like keys for hotkeys for the StarCraft unit, but that could be something Money and Ultra Violet can figure out. Um, the next idea that I had was for the wide receiver to have a larger catching radius. So if it's sometimes you get those plays where the wide receiver seems like they could catch it, but like the nose of the RB is touching the wide receiver or something like that. In this scenario, um, the wide receiver might be it might look like an early pass or something, or you can kind of adjust and shimmy the catching like the hitbox because it's bigger for when you use this ability, and you can make the catch earlier than you would typically be able to. So I think that's kind of in the spirit of like the wide receiver unit having a larger catching radius, being better at catching. I think that'd be a really fun element to explore.
Yeah, and if we were gonna prioritize one, I mean, I haven't heard your RB yet. I don't remember what it was, but prioritize wide receiver because I mean that unit's just not better than RB at this point. And like we've said in the past, me, WSK are great examples. Even CJ at this point because I don't think he's won a playoff game. Um, Wide receiver role just seems like the least important. So if you could buff it, that would be great.
For sure, um, that would be some nice variants. And then for RB, it would just have the speed boost be faster. And that's kind of within the spirit of RB.
Yeah, buff handoffs.
Yeah, you buff handoffs. You can buff tosses and like trying to get around the corner. Even boostology, you can like get that second wind to get faster and make an early pass into a PP.
Well, you already have a buff for RB, but I mean, I gotta pitch my idea because I've been pitching it as a meme since season one. But I think now's the time to make it a reality.
Okay, go on.
RB passing. Now
How would
hear
you...
me out
Oh, okay, go
because
on.
everyone thinks it's so silly. Okay. Now QB still can't catch the ball, so it would be like toss up down, screen, slant in from bottom sideline, and then he can throw. The reason I would want it is because it gives more agency to both the wide receiver and the RB. The RB now has to make the right decision. If they throw it up, it could be an interception or an incompletion, or if they just take the run, they get yards. Wide receiver gets more agency because I mean they're basically getting a 1v1 in the open field at that point. Like just freaking get open, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think it'd be. I don't know. I don't know what he can do with hotkeys. Like you're saying, he's running out of buttons, but it just seems fun because it's more behind the line of scrimmage shenanigans, which is you can always scheme a defense to shut that down. Like laterals, they're fun when you can get the lateral throw. This is just kind of the same ideology.
Yeah, I like it. I think it'd be an interesting take on it. I think to maybe I don't know if it's unbalanced because we've obviously never explored something like that, but maybe an RB pass would be like slower or something. Like it wouldn't be as fast as a regular pass.
I think it'd only be OP in the same sense up downs are because a wide receiver, if you just were to play deep, so let's just use the same units for example. RB's defending short, so he's covering the RB. Now you've got a 1v1. Wide receiver just doesn't give up deep. He still has to time that throw. Now RB has to know timing, higher skill cap, which is what we really, really need in the community because,
Yeah,
like we're saying, everyone's kind of the same at this point. So yeah, it just brings more skill into the game.
I like it. I think the thing I would actually do to it is that I would make the QB able to catch the ball, in that scenario. But the problem is the QB unit cannot catch the ball right now on
Yeah,
offense, so there'd
yeah.
probably be a lot of triggers you got to add.
That would be a lot of programming, and I also think that's where it becomes OP because that's kind of the same timing as the lateral. So let's say he throws a toss down to RB. Now he can just boost past the defender. Maybe it's like a mini post down. And they're not expecting the like how do you cover that, you know? So
Yeah.
that's where it gets a little OP. But yeah, that's what I want to see. I've been asking since season 1. Make it happen.
I think it'd be fun. You know, it was kind of memed back then, but we need some changes. Make Blitz exciting again.
Yeah, yeah, definitely at least one new feature, even if it's like I don't know how he would do the tighter throw because I don't know programming at all. But yeah, even if he just like buffs one single unit, an extra new feature just to change the game, so we're not just being spammed with 90s and up downs.
Yeah, it'd be fun. All right, and chat. If you have any suggestions, hit us up in the comments. I don't know if anyone has actually ever written a comment on, on the YouTube channel
Oh, do you
before.
upload it to YouTube? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely the time for suggestions. I don't know how free money is, but I mean, if we could keep the suggestion chat spam free for once, maybe he'll nail some of these ideas. I know he brought free form, and originally we hated it, and then now it's all we play. So
Yeah, it's fun. And before we, do you have any other suggestions?
no, that's all I got for today, baby.
All right, just one logistical thing I wanted to mention. So I'm gonna put out a vote this weekend about when we should start season 5. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be basically the options are going to be before summer, during summer, or after summer, um, and we'll just have to think about what works for the community because we don't want to be in a scenario where we're blitzed out or have not people not be around and just gotta weigh what the community wants to do.
Yeah, hopefully the people that I've said they're burnt out will come back as well. I know I saw Krusty say he's gonna uninstall StarCraft, and in the same breath he said he's gonna wide receiver next season. So
Yes, so we'll have to see.
all right, this has been Stomping on Eggshells. Next week we'll be back to normal format, probably mostly covering tournament results. So just a nice little recap.
Yes, we'll be a little less spicy and we'll walk around those eggshells instead of piercing our feet with the sharp shells by stomping on
Huevos
them.
picantes, long
Yeah.
live.
Long live huevos picantes. All right. GG's. Good night.
GG's, thank you, good night.
Goodbye.